It's Play in the Shed day, and today's project involves minimal precision and maximum violence because I'm going to make a small fist hammer. I've got a few bits of scrap steel of different sizes, a bit of rod and a bit of flat bar. I reckon this will do to make the fist for the hammer. So let's start cutting out bits. The first bit is the main part of the palm that the fingers will be attached to. So we'll get those two bits together and then see how we go from there. As you can see, all I've done is draw a bit of a sketch of what I want as far as size goes, and then I'm just taking it as it comes and working it out bit at a time. I'm making some rudimentary fingernails and just finishing it off with the Dremel, just to get a bit of a shape for a fingernail on the end of the fingers. I'm starting with the pointing finger, and the next step then is to curl that finger up. So I'm going to cut some slots and then bend the finger over in a couple of joints, and that should do me. Okay, that was pretty easy. There's the first finger done. So I'm just laying it on my drawing, working out where I need to cut it. Before I weld the finger to the palm, I'll just weld up those saw cuts and also give it a bit of texture to make it look like a finger. With one finger done, it's just a matter of repeating the same process for the other ones. With all the fingers done, it's time to do the thumb. So I'm using this perfect hand model to get the shape just right. At this point I realised I needed to extend the wrist a little bit further, so I just put another bit of scrap and welded it to the bottom. And also the back of the hand wasn't quite thick enough, so I'm cutting out another piece to stick on the back of the hand, and I'll weld that up as well. Okay, the shape's coming along reasonably nicely. Still a fair bit of grinding to be done, but we've got, what looks a bit like a fist. So the next step is to fill in that big gap at the bottom, because that's where the hammering surface is going to be. I've got the insert sitting up higher than it needs to be, because I'm just going to use the welder basically to melt the whole thing down and across and blend it into the bottom of the hand. Then I'll just fill in any little gaps with the TIG rod when I've finished all that blending. Now I'm using a flap disc on the angle grinder to just smooth things out, get some smooth profiles and make the thing look like a whole solid piece of steel, rather than bits and pieces that have been welded together. Last step is to make the handle, and I'm going to make this out of 6mm steel with some wooden pieces on the end for the handle grip. In hindsight, this handle should have been quite a bit longer, but let's face it, this hammer's really going to be a decoration, not something that's going to be used on a daily basis. My new portable bandsaw has been absolutely fantastic, both in this position and in the portable version. I've been using it a lot. I don't know how I ever got along without it. Because I don't have the steadiest of hands, and this isn't going to be ground, I'm just running it over with the torch to get a nice smooth finish on those welds. Polish up on the wire wheel will get everything shiny and bright. I'm gluing on the wood inserts with some epoxy, just a 2-part araldite, and then I'll put some pins in it. I don't want the clamps to be glued in place, so I'm just using some bits of paper. Any paper that gets stuck to the wood will easily sand off. Flap disc on the angle grinder is a good little tool for just blending that timber to a nice smooth profile, and then I just finish it off with a bit of sandpaper. Here's the finished product. Quite pretty, and it was a fun little project. But as I said, that handle should be a bit longer. Doesn't matter. It sort of looks like a fist. And quite a while ago, I made this one around a club hammer, but it's way too heavy. But again, it looks pretty good. So they're a nice little companion set. It's been another fun day in the shed.